Page 20, the C major scale. There's actually 3 different pieces here. The key of C roadmap, traveling thumb, and at the top of page 21 there's a one hand, 8 fingers. I just want to talk about the C major scale, and I prefer if you just go watch my scale video on C major scale and do the beginner part. I explained all of that, and I also watched the video on how I do the scales, my approach to the scales and that sort of thing. I'll go ahead and cover the information they do here, but I'm not really going to do any play with me's on these pieces. You're just doing a scale. A scale is a set pattern of whole steps and half steps. A major scale has one pattern, a minor scale has a different. Other scales, other modes have other patterns, but nevertheless it's always a set pattern, some pattern. And a major scale, we can use C major as our guide because C major uses all the white keys. It's easy to see, it's easy to visualize this or see it in your mind. Here. C to C. And the whole steps and half steps you can tell by the black keys. That's a whole step, half step. Whole step, whole step, whole step, half step. So whole, half, whole, half. That's it. Use that pattern on any note, white or black, you will get a major scale. You may not know what it is, but you'll get a major scale. And that's really what it is. And the scales have pretty much a standard fingering. There have been attempts in the past of people to come up with a different fingering, and some teachers in the past have come up with multiple fingerings for them. But all in all, there's one standard fingering that is pretty much lived out through, and that's the one that I teach. And they cover it in the book. As I said, I'd prefer you go watch my scale video on C major. I explain the fingering and the whole bit in there. However, let's just talk about these pieces real quick. They call a tonic and a dominant, and they're pointing this out. These are just fancy words. You see, each note in a scale, any scale, I'm just using C major as the example. Every note, they have step numbers. They're steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. They're numbered. So you can do step 5 of some scale and you can figure out what the note is. Well, in addition to the numbers, they have names. Oh, you gotta love it. Just fancy names. And they're giving you 2 of them, or 3 of them. The tonic is always the first note. The tonic is the base, the main note, the root. So in a C major scale, the tonic note is the C. The tonic is actually the name of the key or the name of the scale. If I'm in the key of A flat, the tonic is the A flat. The tonic is the first one. Always. Well, then they say the dominant. Oh, that sounds fancy. Well, the dominant is the 5th. So C major, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The dominant is the 5th of the key, or 5th of the scale. Any scale. So if I will go back to A flat, if I wanted the dominant of an A flat scale, you have to know the scale, but the dominant would be an E flat because it's the 5th note in that scale. That's the dominant. Then the other one they talk about a little later on is the leading tone. Leading, you just think, leads into the tonic. It leads into the main note. So it's the 7th step. It leads in. When you hear it, it's just in your mind, you just want that to resolve into it. It's the leading tone. And that's the 7th step of any scale, is the leading tone. So you know 3 of the 7 already. I don't push those right now because that's just, they help you if you happen to be talking to somebody and they're using these words, you can sort of understand what they're saying. Otherwise, you can wait until you get into arranging and composing and that kind of stuff, then or improvising. You need to know this if you're going to improvise too. So in this first one, it's for the right hand, and you're using this C position, this 5-finger position, excuse me, and then you're going to move and put your second finger here. So you're here and here. There are 2 positions. Well, that happens to be the positions you would use if you're actually going to play the scale. That's it. From here, thumb's on a C, to thumb is here on an F. because I think about the thumb when I do this. So in C major in the right hand, thumb is going to be on C and F. It doesn't matter how many octaves you go or what, the thumb's going to be on C and F. So here and here. So how do you get there? Well, that's what the traveling thumb thing is there at the bottom. You're here, and then I want the thumb on the F. So I'm just going to bring the thumb under and play the F. Now, different teachers teach different techniques for this. I don't want to get into it. This is the technique I use. This is what I teach. Your teacher may use a different technique, and that's fine. Just do what they're telling you to do. But I'm telling you, your thumb, just relax and just bring it under. Don't twist your arm around, hand around, or any of that. No, just leave it where it is. Relax and bring the thumb under. That's all. And that puts you in position for the rest of the scale. That's it. So in this traveling thumb, you're here, the thumb, and then they're going to skip the rest of the notes and go straight to the C. Well, you could play the notes, there's nothing wrong with it. And then going down, again, relax the thumb and just bring the third finger over. There. Stay relaxed. That's the key. Then they show the left hand. The left hand's clear down here. That's why you're starting an octave apart. You could start together, but it's a little awkward. So it's here, and with the left hand, you're in this position and this position. So really, you're starting with the thumb on this C and the little finger's ending on this C. Well, you did the same thing here. If you notice, thumb is here and the little finger's here. But I point out where the thumb goes, because we only use the little finger at the very end. So here, the thumb is here and on a G. See, they're not the same notes. Here to G. So it's here, then you bring the thumb down to the G, and you're here. Going up, just relax the thumb and come over. They have this, what they call contrary motion. Contrary motion means you go in the opposite direction. So it sounds, ooh, that's hard. Actually, no, it isn't with the hands, because you want to mirror, the hands want to mirror naturally. So what you do is you just think about one hand, you're playing the same fingers at the same time. Index, middle, thumbs come under, and then you got it. Cross over. Contrary motion is really easy. It's the parallel motion when they're going in the same direction that's a little harder to do. I cover that in the scale video. You can get it there. Then finally at the top of the page 21, you're getting the full scale and the fingering. One hand at a time. There, that's all. I'd suggest in the scale video I have you doing both hands together. It's a little harder, but it's important you get this scale. So when you sit down to practice each day, I highly recommend you do this scale first before you start working on the pieces. Just every day, just over and over and over and over and over. I've been doing this forever, and every day the first thing I do is whatever scale for that, whatever key I'm working on, I do that first. Still do. Years later, I still do the scales. It never stops. Now, at the bottom of page 21, they have what they call their ultimate warm-up. I'm not real crazy about warm-ups. I use the scales as warm-ups, and that's close enough for me. If you want to get into that, you go right ahead. I'm not going to cover it in the videos, but it's there in case you want to see it. They're basically playing the scales, it looks like, at different Cs, at different places. Okay, that's fine. Go for it.